How will you remember the 2010s once it's over? With this decade nearing its end, what will you miss the most? This is the 2010s, a decade in review. Now, we will look at the trends and influences that shaped the Philippines. 201X, a look back into the decade. There is no definite time or year as to when the influences brought by the Korean wave or Hallyu actually started to plant its seeds in our country, but as early as 2003, Korean dramas dubbed in Filipinos started to be aired in local televisions across the country, with dramas Lovers in Paris and Endless Love, Autumn in My Heart starting the sensational popularity of Korean dramas aired in the Philippines. Since then, Philippines' major networks continued to air Korean dramas, which eventually became a major part of the show lineups that are televised daily, which beckoned the gradual rise of Hallyu in our country. The turning point of Korean culture brought about by Hallyu in our country was the appearance of several K-pop groups, which were responsible for skyrocketing the popularity of Hallyu in our country. One does not need to be a K-pop fan to have heard of K-pop groups such as Big Bang, Super Junior, Girls' Generation, or the soloist Psy. These four were the most successful K-pop icons in the second generation of K-pop, garnering a cumulative sale of more than 283 million records worldwide. In the spur of third generation K-pop, we are counting at least 115 active groups and idols, and a few of them are also slowly climbing the international stages such as Bangtan Boys or BTS, Blackpink, Twice, EXO, Red Velvet, and many others. In the recent years, we are now looking at the Philippines greatly touched by the influences and cultures of South Korea. Tebak!
Follows the jab with a hook, comes back with another jab. There's the straight left hand. And he landed it right on.
The early 2010s saw a rise in the popularity of Pacquiao worldwide. Cemented as one of the world's top boxers, he brought pride to many Filipinos. It was also during this age that the term Pinoy Pride was coined. Pinoy Pride and Proud to be Pinoy, among many other terms, were used by Filipinos to show their support for the globally recognized Filipinos. Here, the success of a Filipino is attributed not just due to the person's abilities, but also the exceptionalism of the Filipino people. This public display of Pinoy pride can be seen on many websites. Just by looking at the comment section and videos online of America's Got Talent involving footages of Filipino contestants, you'd see comments like, "Filipino has world-class talent, like if you agree." Even some Filipinos who got fed up with all the proud to be Pinoy comments joined in on the discussion and noted their irrelevancy. One in particular was user's comment, "I'm Filipino and I cannot stand these Pinoy pride or proud to be Pinoy comments. We can still show our support by watching and complimenting their performance. But why do we have to mention we're Filipino?"
There, will they push? He'll re-aggress. Down goes on a fighter. Guardian and the rain remain. Automatic pushing through. It's Guardian versus 2.
Playing games for a living? 20 years ago, that idea might have been laughed at by the masses. However, now, such concept is very much viable with the continuous growth of esports. The Oxford Dictionary defines esports as a multiplayer video game played competitively for spectators, typically by professional gamers. Not only does this online competition provide a new avenue for occupational opportunities, but it also has other several major impacts on society, one of which is its effect on nationalism. With the recent talks about including esports in the Olympics, teams representing a country are constantly formed. Teams a compatriot may constantly support, emphasizing a win or a loss which inevitably raises nationalism. Filipinos are one of those predicted to be greatly affected by such a concept, mainly due to two reasons. First is the innate nationalistic sense of Filipinos, and the second is the immense following of Filipinos in the esports scene. Philippine esports teams have already started garnering international attention in the 2010s. Surely, in a few years, Filipino nationalism will be significantly elevated by Filipino esports, provided that these athletes are nurtured well in the Philippines. In Philippine media, celebrities are noticed to exhibit features that are American, and the Filipino audience seems to hail the actress Liza Soberano to be the most beautiful. We have to note that Soberano is of American descent, having a Filipino father and an American mother, which further strengthens the assertions of Filipinos idealizing the Western or American face. Going further, advertisers lean more towards models with Western or American features. Media and advertisers prefer having a pointy nose, bigger eyes, straight hair, and light skin.
In 2016, hashtag Magandang Morenex became trending since Asia Jackson's advocacy of self-love, acceptance, and redefining the ideal beauty of Filipino. Using Twitter as a medium, Jackson challenged the tan, brown, and dark-skinned people to post selfies with the hashtag. This movement is slowly becoming more popular to the people all over the world. It is also the advocacy of Ayn Bernas, a blogger and a YouTuber, with her channel Sun-Kissed Somewhere, to make morenas feel confident in their own skin, like Bianca Gonzalez and Ilona Garcia that represent Filipino beauty in the media. But despite the movement happening about the ideal beauty of Filipino as they look at themselves and choose to be represented in media and advertising, there is still a trace of Western concepts and the ideal Eurocentric image. Still, it is more reclining on the influence of the colonialism in the Philippines.
In 2018, the Baybayin, a Tagalog pre-colonial writing system mistakenly called Alibata, gained attention in the social media among millennials. It became popular most especially in the form of art like tattoos, calligraphy, clothing, and designs. It even prompted the House of Representatives to pass on committee-level House Bill No. 1022, which seeks to make Baybayin the national writing system of the country. Apparently, the bill creates Tagalog-centric idea of Filipino identity. It did not mention other Filipino indigenous scripts which many of the new generations are not aware of. According to Leo Castro, a Filipino culture researcher, there are at least 16 types of ethnic writing system in the country. Some of these are Surat Mangyan of Maningan tribes in Mindoro, which has two variants: Hanano, distinctly angular and a square buhid; Kulitan of Pampanga, which has vertical writing direction; Sulat Tagbanwa of Tagbanwa tribes in Palawan, Ilocano Kurditan, and Visayan Badlit. Filipino millennials created an impact in the awareness campaign on Baybayin. It is then timely to give attention to these minorities' writing system.
The Philippines has gone through a lot, a decade full of rewriting the history. The culture may be influenced by other countries, but Filipinos still try to make their own identity, own name. Even though the history is in our hands, there is still a year to end this decade, so watch out!